First you identify, oh Yahweh. Then you praise him, oh praise you Yahweh. And then you hail him, hail Yahweh. Or all hail Yahweh. Praise Yahweh. And then you say some stuff like, what was the next one? What was the one thinking of? The introduction. And then you praise and then hail. And then praise. Praise Yahweh. And then, what was it? Hail. Oh. Hear me. It's a cry to be heard. After you say, hey, you say, listen here. So, of course, when you get to the bottom, feel free to just command the fuck out of Yahweh if you want to. It ain't gonna hurt you. Just go ahead and say, Yahweh, I command you to whatever you want in your thing. It's cool. As long as you write it down in the proper format, you don't have anything out of place. Okay. Typically, when I write just lowercase letters, on my word processor, my text editor, I space everything out in my books. That way people can see like the different components and stuff. But typically, I should just, if I'm going to print them out on paper, what I should do for best effect, technically, if I'm writing it up in a word processor, I space it out, because I hit the enter key and I space it out between every line of the thing. I space out a couple lines. But like if I was to take all those lines and put them all back together in one long continuous line with no punctuation in it at all, none, and then go through and capitalize the right letters in my word processor on my phone and the text editor or the notepad or the email editor or text message editor, I type in all of them. So like all my emails, text messages, note and files from all of my phones. Has my writing on it. So, I've written a lot more than I've published. Like, I've written a lot of stuff by hand. I've sent most of that to the White House. Every time I get a big batch of stuff, I've written it by hand. I'm mailing up the White House. or the governor. And they all ignored me. I've been begging for a pardon. They've been ignoring me, so November 7th when I go in this jail, I'm going to pay my temple and they got in trouble. In this bullshit for all. Tired of people telling me all my stuff's top secret and I can't have somebody else handle my negotiations with the health insurance card people or the food stamp people. Why they want to keep bugging me for? Why do I gotta keep going my PO all the way around town? Why can't I just hide my home forever and ever? Hallelujah. Huh? Why can't I do that? My bro officer come over here to the house every day with some cops knock on my door and say, hey, I want to make sure you're okay. Somebody called me and said somebody in Pennsylvania called that and said for him to go check on me. So he brought some cops with him to check on me because somebody in Pennsylvania told him to come check on me. I don't know anybody in Pennsylvania. He don't know who the fuck it was, particularly. I have some ideas. I looked up the numbers for the Pittsburgh Fiscal Court, and I emailed every email address I could, a batch of my books. I guess I started reading. Freak the fuck out! Why did they call my parole officer? Why did they call the governor as the head governor? What just stopped the guy from going in his jail and killing himself? Why did they go send my PO to see if I'm okay right now? Well, they send my PO to see if I'm okay on November 7th and 8th. Let me inside that building, I'm going to go to heaven. You lock me in, that gives me an excuse. It's my excuse. Gotta be locked in for my excuse. I don't know if it'd be excusable for anyone else. Probably not. It's just for me, really. I get a special condition on suicide. Like intentional suicide. Like, I'm gonna do it right now, and die, or something like do something bad to hurt yourself. That kind of like action is different than like, I was trying to get high and I took too much. When you get down, Hey, come up with a scapegoat. Always have a scapegoat. That way in case God or Yahweh, says to you, hey, you did all this horrible shit. Say, well, hey, society made me do it. I felt like I had to. I was pressured. I had no choice. I had no choice. I had no choice. I had to kill it. I couldn't take care of it. So I threw it in a fucking fire. Better that than suffer his whole life. She meant the dog that got hit by the truck. What the fuck? Sorry. You know there's a scapegoat in the Bible? There's a scapegoat in the Bible. Did you know that? They have a scapegoat concept in the Hebrew religion. Back early on, they had a scapegoat concept in the Hebrew religion, yeah. They decided to stop writing about it or take it out or discontinue it or something at some point. But I'm pretty sure that the man upstairs sticks to the original contract of just the 10 things. And a scapegoat. It's in the Bible. Look it up. It's in like the first 4 or 5 books of the Bible. It might be a couple places in there. The first 5 books of the Bible. I couldn't begin to tell you which one or what chapter. I ain't looked at the Bible in like 10 years at least. Well, I have a little bit. Glanced at one. I looked up specifically how to spell King Melchizedek's name. King Melchizedek was king over Salem at the time of Abraham and Lot. It was also the same time Sodom and Gomorrah got destroyed. Right before Abraham and his wife moved to Egypt and stayed there for 400 fucking years, and their children are becoming captives of Egypt because Egypt seen Sodom and Gomorrah got destroyed and they knew what was up at the time. King Melchizedek was the high priest of Yahweh. Magical wizard like me. And he ran shit on earth back then. And he didn't have any children. His family was dying out. And Yahweh told him to go to Abraham. Yahweh sent Abraham to King Melchizedek. And they met. And King Melchizedek taught Abraham everything he knew. And King Melchizedek and Abraham formed a covenant. And, well, there was a lot of bad shit happening in Sodom and Gomorrah. Leaders made laws saying everybody had to marry everybody else. Yeah, or some dumb shit. Yeah, so I'm not sure what the beef was really. But it was Abraham, King Melchizedek, and Lot probably. A tri-wizard coven. They cast a spell to rain down fire on Sodom and Gomorrah. But then again, they may have had a 13-wizard coven. But those 3 particular characters are only 3 characters mentioned at that point. So I would say a tri-wizard coven would be capable of bringing down fire on a city like that. Magic spell. Fuck your goddamn nuclear bomb. Fuck your goddamn nuclear bombs. Send them all into Uranus. Turn into a little star. And then we can magically move Callisto over to it, into orbit around it, and add like, look, if you took all the moons of Uranus and pushed them all together into one spot, you'd have enough mass there to hold an atmosphere, barely. Barely. Look at the moons, look at the moons, look at the moons of Uranus. It's got like 19 or 21 moons or some shit. And none of them are giant. They're all like little bitty tiny fucking rocks, you know. Like the biggest one's like 100 miles across. No, 100 biggest one's little over 100 miles across, but it's got like 20 of them, 21 of them. You put them all together, and you'd have a little bitty planetary mass just barely big enough to hold an atmosphere. And the gravity on that thing would be so light. Push all of Uranus's moons together. I know it'd be kind of hard. You could put a big railgun on the moon, the biggest moon. Let's see. Was it like one? Like one, two, 5, 9, 3, 5, 6, 7. Oh man, you should put a very big railgun on that at all. Unless you extended it out off of the. It's out there with no gravity on it. Wouldn't be hard at all. Look, just take some 7-mile long railguns, and you could warp off that little moon, Callisto, from like, I think it's in Saturn's orbit. Is it Saturn or Jupiter? One of those two, Saturn or Jupiter. Callisto, the moon Callisto, whichever planet it's orbiting. If we put like a 7-mile long railgun on each pole, North Pole and South Pole, that stuck straight out, you know, straight lines. Nice, straight, long, 7-mile long railgun to super accelerate a super magnetized iron puck. So you can curse zap it. Like fuck. With the gamma ray, that's gotta suck for it because it turns it into a black hole. My octuple conglomerated phasers with tachyon enhancement on them, magneton enhancement too. Taste you, space you. I mean, they will space you and feed you to Vader, and you'll feel like a fried tater. Be smashed like a mater. It's been turned into ketchup. So catch up before you fuck up, screw up, have to puke, throw up, lick it up. Because your face gets shoved down in the puke, in the puddle, in the muddle, because you're just a muggle. Now, how do you think about that riddle? Vampiric piss in jars. I put that in a line in one of my books, poem. It's just like, just don't put the top poem, this poem at the top, like in the preface. And I added one poem in there, and I just went and added some like weird lines like that. Like something you'd see out of like old Witcher movie about, you know, put like frogs' legs and toads and eyeballs and newts and shit in the cauldron, in which, you know, you see little cauldrons to. I have a newt, not too much tar. Some fingernail, please. Quick, give me that ear of toad. Give me that ear of toad. And Harry Potter had weird shit too. Give me the gillyweed. Do you have any frost nozzles? celestial uranium. Yeah, uranium from the celestial planet. It's invincible uranium. That was integrated. Okay, so here it is. Sorry, here's the joke. It's uranium, but it's from the celestial world, right? So it's invincible uranium, right? How do you get it to blow up? Figure that shit out. You know what they don't make? Nuclear bombs. Can you imagine that shit? They don't make electricity either. Not the way we do. They make it. They use it. They make it a different way. They make it with a big fucking ball on top of a pyramid. I'm not sure how many there is on their world, but they just make a big ball, make a bunch of big balls on top of pyramids. They probably don't generate very much. Because the place was covered in wilderness back then. But they had cities. They had other things. They didn't just use the big ball. That's what they ended up using later, whenever there was like. So anyway, you can get energy from anti-space. Anti-space is another one of those parallel dimensions that we got in our multipolar, though, intermultiversal, dual multiversal reality that we're in. So there's shit, I lost my train of thought. Huh? So there's like, 7 versions of each of us. One's an animal, one's a cartoon. There's a cartoon realm. Everything from that realm is a cartoon. Someday they're gonna open a portal and bring them over here. I mean, open a portal and those people will be able to walk over here, and our people will be able to walk over there. And between our people and their people, we mingle together, and we'll be going in the dark. And after a long time, at the end of time, we'll be trees. We'll be known as the Ints. And the Ints make dents in your face. Like a car crash through your fence in a race. The Slytherin chase. The Slytherin chase you with their tongue, but they're too young. What the fuck was that? Terry. No. The Slytherin chase you with their tongue, but they're too young. Sorry. I would chase Timmy with his tongue. I would chase Timmy with her tongue. I love you. I love you too, me. You're ugly. Stop it, dickhead. Stop it. Smoke some weed. I need to go to bed. Or I could braid some tweed. Cut myself from the razor blade. Watch myself bleed. What is it you think you need, buddy? Can't be greed. Oh no, not Hilary Sneed. She's a lovely girl. Truly indeed. I just inserted her here. Because I need your name, dear. Because it fit in my poem. And all alone. So here I am. There's a guy at the kiwi stand. Do they have kiwi stands? Do they have them in Iceland? Do they have them